the things with heroes is that usually they change depending on your age and the stage where you are in your life and your career and your expertise. But there are some heroes that they stay with you and they still inspire you all the time. But if I have one guy, I would say Katsuhiro Otomo, who's the creator of the Akira universe. I recall when I was a teenager, like many other teenagers, one of the first adult animes I've seen was Akira, and this right away struck me how detailed, but also how believable and consistent the world seemed, and how relatable. It seemed like it's a future that could happen. I loved how there was very believable mix of technology and retro culture, because it seemed it was treating adult life and teenagers from the 80s, but at the same time you had this layer that talks about Tokyo in 2019. So I really loved that. I really loved how original the color choices were, something that wasn't very common at that time. The harmonies that were chosen, very colorful, very the use of a lot of complementary colors. In my work, I try to reach similar level of believability. When I work on environments, I try to tell stories through the environment and have those stories to be consistent with each other. And that's something from time to time, and I recall his work as a reference and inspiration for those kinds of topics. I would say in the hobbies there is obviously everything related to visual arts. So I used to draw a lot, to do modeling, texturing, all that. But there is one hobby that stayed with me all the time, and that hobby is learning. So I love learning as a hobby. So it happens to me that every 2 years I have this pulse, and I say, okay, these 2 years I will learn this. There is this phase where, I want to learn Japanese. So I do that. I spend 2 years doing that on my spare time. Okay, then I'm satisfied with the level I'm at. Okay, now let's learn some coding. And then I do, okay, let's learn C#, or let's learn visual programming. And then, okay, let's do that. One time it's, okay, let's do procedural materials in Substance. So I would say that's my hobby that stayed with me all those years, and it's not always restricted to art stuff. I find interesting to trying to go beyond art stuff and learn from it, and then bring it to the art side. I think there is a way. I hope. To me, what helped me into that process is the emergence of the online courses, plus the environment I were in. I recall in Montreal, it was when I arrived the first year. It was a new environment for me, and Montreal is known to be a kind of students' city. So when I had some interest into specific topics to learn them, I just looked around, and it seemed that there is always somewhere you can learn that thing. Either it's a workshop, or it's in a school, or there is a group of people learning about it. So this gave me the kind of belief that anything is learnable if you want. Especially that after I tried to, if I take the example of Japanese, I just go meet some people, do some exchange, and then I started building the knowledge. After that, I started doing that with some groups about visual scripting, And then at that time, I think that was in 2004, and slightly during that moment, or maybe a little after, started the emergence of the online courses, and then I felt, okay, this is the right time. If I want to learn something, yeah, obviously you need to spend sweat and time, but it's really satisfying, and the moment you taste how beneficial it can be to your work, you can't stop, because you just realize it multiplies the speed at which you can progress. So I would say maybe the best incentive is seeing that it's available, and the second incentive is seeing that you will definitely see results on your work. You'll see that it's very beneficial on your work.